Hello, I'm Bert Hamner. I'm the founder and president of Hydrobee in Seattle, Washington. Our Firebee technology will bring clean power and cooking to 3 billion people who need it badly and backup power for everyone. We're going to reduce three massive problems. In developed countries, over 90% of homes, including the USA, don't have a backup power source for phones and lights. Yet extreme weather is causing increasing long-term blackouts. In developing countries, 1 billion people have no or unreliable electricity. 3 billion people use inefficient smoky stoves, and 4 million people a year die of smoke from those stoves. Yet new clean and efficient stoves are too expensive for most people. And all countries suffer from excess CO2 emissions from inefficient stoves that are estimated to be in the top 10 of all global emission sources. Replacing these inefficient stoves now would be able to reduce carbon emissions by 30 plus gigatons over 30 years and save stove owners billions of dollars and tens of millions of lives. Our solution is the Firebee thermoelectric generator that makes USB and 12-volt charging power from waste heat. It works with almost any fireplace, gas or biomass stove, or an open fire without affecting cooking or heating. It provides power for batteries and phones and LED lights, mobile networking, and ventilation of stoves for better combustion. A full Firebee system of the generator combined with the jet flame stove blower and our super pot skirted pot with a chimney can reduce fuel use, cost, and emissions from cooking by over 50%. And illness from smoke and gases can be mostly eliminated. This works today. Here you see in a backyard setup, propane barbecue heating up an aluminum block over the coals, over the grate, and a heat pipe moving the heat to the thermoelectric modules, which then transfer it into water in the cooling tower and then off to the atmosphere. This unit is making 80 watts of real power with LED lights. Here in Pakistan, we see a small coal stove or charcoal stove with an aluminum ring resting on the top. The pot sits on top, and the ring gets hot and transfers power to the generator, which makes electricity and brings light to a family that didn't have it before. Here you see the generator attached to a standard American 6-inch stove chimney. It works on almost any wood stove. Here you see it being powered by an alcohol gel burner of the type called Sterno that is available for heating small pans, etc. And here we see another one with a heat pipe attached to a burner and a frying pan making power. So we can attach directly to metal and through a heat pipe and with a chimney insert or over a burner. Our innovations are numerous. We have new thermoelectric modules from the University of Houston that will provide 4 times the watts per dollar of the current modules that we're using now. Those will be available next year, we hope. We have a new heat sink that provides 2 times more heat transfer than the current model we have. New heat pipes that move heat 100 times faster than copper does. And the jet flame stove blower, the only USB powered updraft stove blower in the world, developed with Gates Foundation funding. And then finally, bringing microfinance over mobile. This is the first solution that will allow people to sell stoves with pay-as-you-go for max affordability. The residential backup power market size relevant to the United States and others is potential to grow to $1 billion a year by 2024. And it just keeps growing because people continually are worried about having power. In the USA, we estimate that a backup power source using free power from heat for under $2 that's not dependent, under $200 that's not dependent on the weather, we expect the accessible, obtainable market to be about 50 million units. And in Pakistan, representative of a developing country with 220 million people, 50 million people still live off-grid. And those in the cities, 100 million plus, suffer from constant blackouts, interruptions of the grid. So for them, a free power source that costs only $15 a month with pay-as-you-go financing, we estimate the market there to also be about 50 million units. This is in a global market we think has got capacity to absorb 100 million units. Our business model is relatively simple: to manufacture the generators in regional centers and sell them via internet and distributors. And we'll purchase and sell accessory products such as the jet flame blower and LED lights and batteries. Where possible, we'll partner with local pay-as-you-go microfinancing providers to allow people to buy our products very inexpensively. The go-to-market approach is that in North America and Europe, we'll sell direct online, 90%, and then through some dealers, about 10%. People like to see the product before they buy it in person. In other developed regions, we'll also sell online and through dealers with microfinancing. And in developing countries in particular, we'll partner with donors and NGOs who share our mission to bring power and health to those who don't have it, and then with telecom companies who want more people to have power to use phones and therefore spend more money on their phone charges. We've got traction with 500 of the Firebee chimney and burner TEG prototypes already sold. That was our first total production run. 120 of the Firebees have been installed in Pakistan. The partners together have 3 patents for key components, either pending or issued. Oregon State University's completed a full engineering analysis for this, and on our partnerships in addition to OSU include the U.S. Department of Energy and the Pacific Northwest National Lab, the University of Houston, and the Aprovecho Research Center, the world's leading center for cookstove development. Our competition really comes from solar home power systems. There are tens of millions of those being sold now, and they don't work well in regions where it has a lot of clouds. And of course, they're just unreliable and they have to be outside. There is only one stove company called BioLite that has got a generator, but it only works with their stove, can't work with any other stove. And then we compete against distributed grids and reliable national grids. But again, there's still billions of people who do not have reliable power and need a backup. We expect to be the first to market with a practical generator that works on any home heat source. It's massively scalable. We can build and are building an IP moat, and we're going to maintain our low-cost producer lead. We have an extensive team of experts scattered around the country and also in Pakistan, where we can get very inexpensive engineering and manufacturing assistance. And this is the 6th year of our company team being together, trying different products in the market before we found this magical technology. We expect to be able to sell about 1 million units a year by 2024, but that again is in a market that can absorb 100 million units. And so this is very conservative, we believe, and we're expected we'll be able to get ahead. We already have prior funding for $192,000, not including my founder contributions. We want to raise $500,000 on a valuation of $1.5 million. The use of proceeds is to get staff and office, IP, and inventory. We're going to offer a $500,000 convertible notes and aim for a $3 million Series A in 22. And our exit strategy is to go public. In summary, we've got a great solution for huge global problems. We've got a great team to execute it. And bottom line is, if you can make a fire, you're a potential customer for free power from cooking and heating. Thank you. Please get in touch at bert@hydrobee.com.